So starting my practice, this is my first video. I'm gonna be pausing the video when I'm writing down the actual math, but I will show you I will explain it along the way and show you after each step that I take per the question. The first question I'm doing is question 49 in section 2.1, and that's the one regarding the factory selling cell phones that has a marginal cost function, and we're graphing the revenue function and the cost function on the same graph and finding the area between the curves. Yeah, so I'm gonna set up the first question so that I can write down both the functions, and then I'm going to draw the graph, and then I will show you once I'm done with that. So this is the function, the functions, and then this is the graph. So the first thing that we have to do for this is find where the intersection set is. So we can set c of x, the cost function, equal to the revenue function, and then that will give us the bounds before we take that integration. So at least we know what the two bounds are for the integrand for evaluating this function. So the next part of what I did was I essentially set up the two equations to be equal to each other, and then I used algebra to just simple it down to this term 0.01 times x minus 200 times x plus 100. And if we set it like that, that gives us the upper bound actually, as you can see. And we can find that the integrand goes from 0 to 200 over the course of the first quadrant, and that's the area that the two functions intersect as well. And the question does ask what this area represents, and I was going to answer that at the end, but I'm just going to answer it right now instead and then just finish up the math. I feel like that would be more time efficient. The area just pretty much shows what the profit is, since the original cx is the cost function and the rx function is the revenue function. The area in between it is what the profits would be for each unit sold. So like in this term, or in this example, we are finding how much profit is made from 0 to 200 units sold. So as you can see, I have completed the question, and all that you had to do was set up this formula for finding the area between the curves, plug in the equations for c of x and r of x right here. This is c of x, this is r of x, and then as we already did over here, this is what it simplifies down to. And then once we have it in this form, we can actually take the integral of that, and that is pretty easy. We can just do reverse power rule, where the first term becomes 0.01 x cubed over 3, and then if we took the derivative of that, it would come to what it was before. Same for the x term, it just becomes x squared over 2, and then for the 200 term, it's just 200x. And then once we set that up, we just plug in the 200, and then I did the math on a calculator, and I got approximately $33,333.33. And what that means is if you sold 200 units at this firm with their cost and revenue function, you would make $33,333.33 in profit.